All right, it's going live now, you guys, on YouTube. Hey there, lovely soul. Oh, that is my intro video. Let's see here. Got it going. Maybe there's people who are waiting for this. Maybe not. Maybe everybody's will be confused. Okay, I'm going to mute it. Yeah, we big time changed the time for today to accommodate beautiful and wonderful Leticia because she is in Austria, and on the 11th when we had our opening Stargate, she was trooping till after 5 in. We started it. Was it your 1
2? My 2.
Your 2 a.m., which is, you're such a trooper for coming, and it was so great to see you. And I was thinking like, okay, when we do the second one, we'll do it earlier for her. And then Dawn said, maybe think about doing it earlier so Leticia doesn't have to be up all night. And I was like, yeah, I was already thinking that. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so welcome everybody to the 1122 portal. We don't have Vanessa. She is traveling today. I think she's going to Europe. She's going to Austria. Maybe you guys will hook up even.
Yeah, we already set a date.
That's fantastic. So glad. That is so cool. Both are my clients. Both are in the Evolve Now program. Leticia first, and then Vanessa entered hers a few months ago. But through our workshops and stuff that I do and facilitate, you guys all knew each other, and she's traveling to Austria. And you guys are going to meet before I get to meet either of you. What? No, I am really happy for both of you. That is really cool. I'm there in spirit with you, really. So anyway, she's not here, and Jeanette got the times confused. She has a lot going on, so she may still join us, but if not, she's going to watch the replay. So you're also here in spirit, Jeanette. So let's get right into it about this day and this portal and this close of the Stargate, not to mention tomorrow's the new moon, which I'm also doing a live on Fireside tomorrow. That will be at 5:30 Pacific, like it usually is for the new moon. I was going to kind of combine it, and then I decided, no, we'll just keep them separate. 2 different things. They are 2 different days, even though we are practically like, let's see, I meant to look earlier, but it's been a hectic morning. We're at 1.8% with our new moon. So we are officially in the new moon today. But officially, it's not till tomorrow. Tomorrow at, let's see here. I love my moon app. 2:58 my time Pacific is the new moon tomorrow. But today we have the close to the 1111 portal, so 1111 to 1122. This one, if you guys recall, it was going to be the theme is clearing and things getting real and true, and helping us to eliminate those things that are within us and without us, that life more balanced and stable for ourselves, even if it's the beginning of those things. A lot of fears to be processed, things coming up, shifts and changes, maybe characters coming or going. There were big events that happened in the world that at this point I can't remember. We literally just actually had an earthquake. Where was it? Now I'm spacing. Do either of you guys know? There is an earthquake somewhere in South Pacific. Now I can't remember. Pretty significant earthquake just like 1 or 2 days ago. So there's been we had the election, the elections were like right before, but something else happened. Anyway, there's a lot of different things that popped up in the collective, and that I'm sure happened with you guys. Certainly did for me. I had like the biggest thing was just in the last couple of days, a new set of people moved into the space next to me. So that's probably, there's like few other things, but that's probably the biggest one. New, real big shift, and their rig, their RV is massive, and it's really close to me. So that's probably my biggest one, but I know just, from talking to my clients and people that there's just been a lot. Do either of you care to share like any examples of things that you don't have to, of things that like were unexpected that just came up for you to deal with? Like I said, you don't have to if you don't want
to. No, go on, Dawn.
No, I was just going to say, I lost you for a moment. My Wi-Fi went out, so I don't. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, what I was saying was there's like a lot of things that, happened unexpectedly, or big shifts and changes, people coming or going, or decisions made, or there's different things that happen. I just asked if either of you had examples of that, of anything significant or significant events that happened during the Stargate, as examples, if you guys wanted to share.
Yeah, so for me, it was a couple of things, but I received a lot of downloads, like a lot of information about things that, confused me maybe at the beginning of the Stargate, or where I had really big questions and trying to understand things. So that was really a great experience, and also making a new divine spirit connection with a passed on loved one that I even didn't know. So actually my brother.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's a big event. That's a big event for sure.
Yeah, I knew at some point that it would happen, but I also didn't feel really like ready. I always had the feeling before that it would maybe overwhelm me, but now it just came really naturally, and it was really cool.
That's wonderful. I love that. That is so, that is really, really wonderful. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And that's something, that's a perfect example of the kind of psychic growth a person can have. Right? Because I mean, it wasn't that long ago when we started working together, like a year and a half or something. I don't know. I've lost track at this point, something like that. And before that, I mean, now you channel, you're doing this medium stuff, it's just all the psychic stuff that you didn't do before, it's coming through because of all the work and healing and stuff that you've done and what you dedicate yourself to doing. And that's why, if you remember way back when I'm sure, I don't remember exactly when, but every single one of my clients have always said, well, I can't do that. And my response has always been, not yet. Do you remember me saying that? Maybe not yet, because I have always not been able to do what I do. And, we don't just come bloomed, it's a unfoldment. And as we unfold, more things can come through and we develop. And if we acknowledge and revere and honor ourselves for being these divine incarnate beings who have super psychic and abilities, then we are able to tap into all of those things. So I advise everybody who's on the spiritual path, who wants to connect, who wants to be more in all of it and what's meant for you and all of that magic, to hold true to that. Use Leticia as an example of that. We can most certainly develop these abilities and skills. We're here for a reason, and it may feel to us at some times, and for a lot of the times as we go through this, especially in the beginning stages of our ascension and our spiritual connections, that we don't know anything and we're brand new. And the fact of the matter is that this is not our first rodeo. We've done major work with ourselves, and we've incarnated and connected to a lot of amazing magical things, and we've had amazing abilities, and we're put in these lives to reconnect and remember all of those things and to implement them in these lives. And all we need is the space and the time and the intention to make that happen, and it will. And it will. I've seen it happen again and again and again. So that's real inspirational, Leticia, because I've seen your growth. I've seen what you were and what you are and what you continue to develop into. And it's beautiful and it's magical and it's inspirational. And I know that you're going to inspire a lot of people as you move forward. So congratulations on all of that and your reconnection with your family. Because that's such, I tell people, it's like, we can have great relationships here. Of course, we're meant to. But man, I've seen what can happen when, one part of the equation is on the other side, and the dynamics of what that kind of relationship can be. And if you really step through into, they are here with me, and I can feel them, and I can communicate with them, and we can have a relationship truly, that is true and real. And it's up to us on this side to take ourselves there, to allow for that to happen, to be open to it, if anything, and know that they're part of the team that loves you and supports you. And you have this beautiful connection, and it can be tapped into and very real, right?
Yeah.
Like I say, like mediumship is it's like way up there of my favorite things to do, because of how powerful that is when people really get connected to the other side through a loved one. And what comes through is like, wow. wow. So yeah, I love that. To me, it's just so magical. So again, congratulations on all of that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so Dawn, did you have any examples? Did you want to share at all? Any happenings, events that you had to deal with that were unexpected, and changes or whatever?
Oh my gosh, I'm not even so much. No, for me, not really. Can you?
Well, I'm thinking that there was a couple of, speaking of the other side, you had a couple of exits, people that crossed over. That's true. Yeah, two.
I had two.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't super close to you, but they were close to the people that you're close to. Right. And you that was a thing.
Yeah.
That's like what, I remembered of what I know about what you've been dealing with, or, not really dealing with, but, part of that, like, to me, those would be like the biggest things, I think, which isn't like, again, super connected to you, but still you had to be in that energy, and it shifted. Those things shifted the world.
Yeah.
That, those are the type of things that, there's people, it's either, what I've noticed, it's interesting, either right before Stargate, there'll be exits, or in that Stargate, there'll be exits through that time period. Seems to me like, I haven't done, extensive scientific calculations on this, but from just kind of paying attention to, famous people, celebrities, certain events, people that I've heard of and know, it's like, wow, this is really interesting, how things line up just from that point of view, just because I pay attention to stuff like that, or I'm guided to, connect those, kind of see those things kind of glow up, like pay attention to when these things happen.
Yeah. And in that, as you know, one of them was so our childhood, it brought up a lot of childhood stuff for me.
Right.
Well, yeah, because one was a friend of mine from when I was, well, his daughter was from when I was very little. And yeah, there was a lot coming back that I hadn't thought about in 40 years or more. So
yeah. And that's like, again, those types of things, it's like, look at what that, and it did for, I mean, I'm sure it had effects on a lot of people, those types of things do, and it brings up things, but for you personally, that was a really interesting thing. It was like, you had one of those exits was from a husband of a person you used to work with, and the other one was this childhood friend's father, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And that you haven't really been in contact with, but you still have that connection to. And and I remember you saying, wow, it was really like, I don't think that you expected that ahead of time.
Right.
You're like, oh, her father died, I'm going to go do, am I, will I? You were kind of like, and then you did, and then it created this wormhole for you. Yeah. And which obviously needed. And the Stargate, thins the veil. It brings it, like I said, it brings stuff up that needs to come up that, is probably that you're still probably processing. Mm-hmm. And that was days ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's for a purpose. Sometimes these Stargates can be, especially towards the end of the year, and especially this one, it's like, they can be really jarring and, really miraculous and magical, but, very shifty and changey as far as the highs and the lows and everything that goes on, because we're really like excavating and setting ourselves up for what's coming next. And this is the gate of the mental, the emotional, the energetic bodies, mostly the mental body, mostly. Next Stargate is going to be more physical and spiritual in a sense, because it's where, these last two Stargates were like squeezing the squeezing the sponge, and, let's get it as wrung out as we possibly can before we start a new cycle. So this would be the time, people, to really focus on what needs to be cleaned up in the environment around you, what needs to be simplified, modified, eliminated in your world. Maybe do a cleanse if you have not been being too clean with yourself as far as your consumption on everything. It's not just about diet or drinking. It's about what you're intaking, what you've been a part of, what you're absorbing, the toxicity of things. Because I promise you, come December, January, or at the very least, really getting into February, that's the late birds, you will go through a spontaneous detox physically, better known as a cold or a flu, to clear you out. That's the point of that. And so, you may get maybe little things coming up through, if you're really good at maintaining your life force, if you've done a lot of clearing and healing, you meditate a lot, you connect a lot, you do all the woo-woo shit that you need to do to keep this business in balance and stable and connected and grounded, which isn't easy. I don't want to put it off like, it's easy and there's all the time in the world to do all of those things. But this will be the time where you know, we effectively get on the scale of the high or the low energies, and our body and our mental body and our physical body will show us what's going on. So if you kind of, you know, now you could be like, okay, well, can't really make up for 11 months, but what you can do is help yourself in the process now. So think about eating cleaner, think about getting more rest, think about getting more sunlight and getting into nature and connecting and meditating and working with your crystals and all of the things, more plant medicine, whatever it is, all of the things that you can do that you know is good for you to help you in these last weeks of this year. I promise you will not be in vain. Do what you need to do to get better and to feel better and to maximize your life force before your body does it for you and it's not so fun. So it may happen anyway, but you know, there is that. Aside from that, this portal, this specifically today, 11/11/11/22 of 2022 is packed with twos. We've been talking about these twos all year and the nature of them and what they come with and how powerful they are. 22 is a master number, one of the most powerful numbers because of its nature and what it represents: unity, abundance, creativity, connecting to the all. It is also connected really with the divine feminine, again, abundance, prosperity, wealth, creativity, all that good stuff. This is a real portal of multiplication to the point of fractaling out infinitely. So if you can get your mind into seeing a 222 and it just multiplying on itself and just going out twos, and just imagine that being a frequency, bop, 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 bop. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of thing. And you just tune into that because it's this whole portal that's happening today that is really, I just lost the word. It is boundaryless and as open as it could possibly be for magnetizing to you. And tomorrow's a new moon. So new moon is about wishes and dreams and magnetizing what you want in that next moon cycle. So it's such a beautiful setup here with the end of this Stargate 11/22, boom, and we are in the new moon. Boom, boom, here we are together. So it's just like, it's just an impossible amount of energy that's coming in for us to really like go all in on yourself, on what it is and who it is you are and what you want to experience and do and magnetize and be connected to and let it just flow. There's no limits here. That was the word. This limitless, this portal of infinite limitedness. I guess it's just this type of energy. It's just when I tap into it, it's just this like this massive funnel coming in so strong. And that's where we've been in this 0 point that's like that we're in right now. And then it's going to push out and just, and how far and how intense and how bright and how light and how abundant and how beautiful the other side of that is truly up to us, and where our frequency is, where our energy is, where what programs are being run, how much of that is attached to fear, anxiety, stress, the doubt, judgment, shame for yourself and others. How much of it is there, and how much of it is on the other side of that? How much happiness, joy, motivation, creativity, purpose, connectedness, faith, fearlessness is part of your equation, is going to determine what pops from here. So, and again, the twos connecting back again. If we think about February 22nd of this year, and look at just look at where we are, look at what this whole year has brought, what has changed, what has been let go of completely, what has been brought in, what's been nurtured, what's been shifted. It's a lot. right, Leticia, right, Dawn? Like, it's like, damn. And I gotta say, I've got this view where I know the ins and outs of all of you guys, and it's just, and that multiply, it's this, with real super intensive work, and then just being in the world, if you're not doing super intensive spiritual work. But if you are, it's damn. And that's the point. And we've experienced that. And Merlin's coming in to say, look at the work that's been done. He's like, whoo, he's coming in. Big like purple crystalline bubbles that he's like showing. Really interesting. It's almost like inflatable hollow amethyst spheres. And we all are in one. I didn't even take mushrooms today, guys. But I see it's kind of like, and he's just kind of like going like this, like you've been in this bubble of magic and multiplication and fractaling and pulling out, kind of like cutting, folding the paper and cutting it and then stretching it out and having your own accordion person, and this whole kind of thing happening this year with all this abundance energy, this energy for abundance, this energy for maximizing, for shifting, and all of this energy coming in, really setting us up for the year 2023. That's a really powerful, 23 is an extremely powerful number in itself. Next year is going to be totally different, but it's going to be, the next level after this foundation that we've built this year with all these changes, the deconstruction, the reconstruction, the rebirth, the healing, the assimilation, the integrations, the information that we've needed to have, that we've gotten so far, and the information that is still coming, that we've decided we're open for, ready for, on whatever those levels are. Let's do it. Let's go. Like, fear is like, all right, like, you're like, I'm done like holding back. And every single one of us has that story in our own way, right, Leticia? Don't you, Dawn? I do, for sure. I do. And it's been awesome just to really just go, it feels good being in this body and being who I am and going in the direction I know I'm meant to be, even if it's a fucking inch per day, fine, right? Because some days you're like, that's as far as I can go. This is heavy shit, man. And some days it's like, woo, you're just flying. And it's like, this is just, woo, your coat, and it's all of it. And all of it is exactly what it's supposed to be. And it's just such a beautiful thing that we've had this year, to be so connected and unified, and this beautiful, more and more people, just not, our little group, but just the world is being more aware, paying attention. Yes, there's a bunch of chaotic, insane things happening, but that's how we clean up. We make messes and then we clean. I think all of us clean that way, right? It's a complete disaster in our house when we're cleaning, because it all needs, we're like, well, we just don't clean the surface. We move all the shit to get around everything. So then we could go, now it's clean. And that's what the world is doing. Gets really messy and then it gets cleaned up. I have, so we have to stay, away from the nihilistic, apocalyptic, all the things that can, that is coming up for people, because it's fear. Things are changing. Things are coming to light. The truth is coming out. Systems are this or that. People are this or that we were presenting as this or that. There's illusions that are falling apart all over the place, and they have intensely for going on 3 years now, and it's just going to continue. So all of that affected the world in so many ways, and us individually, and inspired us to clean shit up, to eliminate, to extract, to take out what doesn't belong, to cut out the cancer that is toxic to our bodies, that makes us older and sicker than we need or should be. It rearranges our priorities and shifts our consciousness, and what really is real, what is illusion, what we're connected to, and how we are to move forward in our lives. And I think that for a lot of people, not everybody, but for a lot of people who, especially who've done the work that they've been guided to do for themselves and made themselves and their spirituality and their awareness and their evolution and actual priority, are going to be going into this next year in a completely different way and setup than they started the year. Big time. So this is all setting the foundation for that. And if we remember here in one of the last 2222s, now next month we have the 1222. It's even an extra 2. It's even an extra one, but we'll get there when we get there. But what I'm saying here is to maximize and really see the multiplication energy. It's kind of like investing or betting on something when they're running a special. And if you do it today between the hours of 11 and 12, you'll get 3 times what you're putting in, like that sort of thing. So you're like, well, that's when I'm going to do it because I'm getting the most out of it. That's the energy here, if that makes sense. So it's like, there's more that can come back to me of what I'm putting in. Now that works both ways. So if you're in a station of negativity and doubt and fear and judgment and shame and all the things, if you're in a real shitty place, now would be the time to make a real quick adjustment, slap yourself, take a bath, do whatever you need to do to make it so you can, start remembering and being in a positive state of mind. Your frequency, you're ultimately in control of that. It's not always the easiest thing, but it is the truth. It really is. It really, really is. And the more you've done it, the more you know that it can be done, right, Leticia? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's kind of like building a muscle when you go, okay, because we all have those low times, especially if it's been a really tumultuous, chaotic Stargate to, land on the 22nd, be like, oh, it's all, I'm going to be all positive and stuff. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. But if you extrapolate yourself from the latest happenings, whatever that is, if you happen to be in that state and think and raise your perspective to what's surrounding just this little blip of time, you can reconnect with that higher frequency that you have, that you're able to, because you've already been there. You've already been there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's also about you can trust more that it's going to be well. You're going to have a good outcome, even though it can be very confusing and messy and everything, and you feel it. I could feel it. But there's something about that trust that gets you through this. And also I have my spirit tribe and who supports me.
Exactly. And I think, and isn't it true that well, let me ask you this now. All right, now that you're further along here with your ascension and everything, your connection and stuff like that, are they coming through to remind you, and you're able to hear them before you get to a low point and then have to be, you know what I mean? Like, are they coming through easier on, because like I said, like I always say, it takes you first to open the door, to start to make that happen, because they won't impose that woo on you until you are really ready. So once you do that and that's established, then that coming in without you going help will happen. You know what I mean? Like that happens. Like I'm not even asking and they're coming in, because that's what's going on, you know, and that's available to anybody, but that has to be established first. So what I'm asking is, have you experienced that?
Yeah, I experienced that as well. So either I was guided to do some things that would be very supportive, and or they would directly come in, and it would be soothing, and I can definitely see the difference between now and before.
Right.
That's for sure.
They don't need you to ask for help for them to remind you, one, that they're there, or what to do, or, you know, or to make you laugh, to, you know, whatever that it is, to, you know, because that separation has been eliminated because of the work that you've done to connect, and the faith that you put into every single time you take yourself there. When you're walking out in nature, when you're doing oracle, when you're writing your journal, before you go to sleep, whatever, you know, when you're in your bath, your shower, and you're talking to them and bringing them in, that makes it so they're not acquaintances, they're friends, and they can just come and talk to you and go, hey, what's up? It looks like you're kind of having a shitty day, without you having to say anything, just like a friend would if they saw you having a shitty day, right? It's the exact same thing. Right.
Yeah, I mean, it also comes through that they also motivate me and encourage me to ask further, or to
yes, you're really good at that. Like, remember, we're here. Hello.
But I also remember, now that you mentioned also, like clearing with showering and everything, that I just receive things that I really need, and then that even gets me emotional, because it's so it's just what I need to hear, to know, or to get further also. It's really cool.
It's because you get emotional, because it's completely and totally unconditional true love. That's it. And you don't get that a whole lot of places, you know? So when you do, and it's from those you can't see, it's like, oh my God, right? It's like, I'm really not alone. It might appear that way if somebody was looking through the window, but it's not true at all, is it? And and when you really experience that over and over again, and every single time, it's like, oh my God, it's so it makes you emotional. You can't help it.
And I think also what makes me emotional is that this is what I hear is so often really in alignment with what I know deeply, 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 but maybe didn't have access to before, or
Right.
it's just, it also feels really right. And that also triggers that emotion. And I also, and this sign for me to get emotional is also another confirmation for me that this is so real. So
I love it. That is perfect. I love that so much because that process is exactly, that's true. That is so, it just builds on itself. And then you're just like, oh my God, like it's just like a lot because it's you, it's what's in you so deeply and what you're connected to on the outside. And that can be overwhelming. And we as humans, when we get overwhelmed emotionally, it's all going to come out through here. There's nowhere else for that energy to go than, that overwhelming energy, heart centered, head, third eye, all of the crown, all of this business is going to evoke emotions. That's why I'm like, oh my God, I can cry so easily now. Cause it's just, and I can get emotional and feel that, like, it's like, it really is like an arrow to the heart. It's like, oh my gosh. And then, and then it all, but it feels so good. And it's such a beautiful confirmation. And it only adds to the wealth of faith. It just gives you so much. That's why I talk about faith so much, because the more you have, the more you have. It just builds on itself. And again, that's another thing to really tap into for something like today. I need more faith. I want more faith. I want to be more faithful is a wonderful intention, because that says I'm willing to not need control or confirmation in a human way to leap forward into the unknown, because I know I will be taken care of, right? And that's not easy in itself, but it's easier the more that you do it, right? It's way easier the more that you do it. Do you find that, Dawn? Yeah.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely harder in the beginning. It's like literally jumping off a cliff. You're like, like I've had nothing in my life to tell me this is okay, but there's something inside you that says this is what you need to do and it is okay. And then that first one you take and you're like, oh my God, I do have a soft place to land. I am not falling free. I'm not disintegrating. I'm not splat on the ground. I am, and it's like, oh, I got lifted. In fact, holy shit, look at me, and then you do it again and again and again. And so much of that is connected to, past stories of our own things, karmic stories that either from our ancestors or from our own other lives, stories from our parents, stories from society, any type of traumatic events and all of these things that shape us into being afraid of all sorts of things. And those two things can't really occupy the same space. It's like physics. Fear and faith just don't work in the same, they just can't. Fear is dark, faith is light. And it's like you have to eliminate the dark with the light and then that will be able to do what it's meant to show you that, this fear thing is not necessary in any way. It only takes up space and makes me think of shit I don't need to think of and is not real. And the magic is in the faith. It truly, truly is. The magic is in the faith, because you cannot have experienced the magic without experience the faith. And like last where was it? Last card we got was right. Believe last on the 11th. To me, it's just the same, and it said it's like having the faith and being faithful and all of that stuff. So if you're having a hard time right now, with anything. Or if you know of somebody who's having a hard time right now, ask that either you or they can experience more faith, and in turn, less fear, and in turn, more magic and lightness, for sure. Okay, I think that's all of what I was wanting to get into. Do you guys have anything to add to that?
No.
Okay, I'm going to really quick, because we've been on for quite a while, and once I got on YouTube, I did not go back, and I want to check in here, see what's going on, because I haven't been. Oh, Jeanette is on YouTube. You could come into Zoom, but if you don't want to, that's okay. But you most certainly can.
Hi, Jeanette.
Yeah, you most certainly can if you would like to, but you don't have to. And hello, Karen. Hello, Adrian. And hello, Alex. I don't know if there's other people there, but thank you for being there on the YouTube. And Jeanette says, that's great, Leticia. Very motivating conversation. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And I'm glad that you can be here, Jeanette, and make it. And sorry, I didn't check in here. We just got in.
Hi to Karen.
Hi, she says, hi, ladies. So if you guys wanted to see the chat, Dawn and Leticia, if you guys wanted to see the chat, you just have to go to my YouTube channel and go to the live and just have it up. You could have it up on another tab or whatever and check in if you want to. But Jeanette just said, hi, ladies. So I'm glad you're here, honey. Okay, it's really weird for me to not see. This is the problem, is that I have to be in the Zoom or else, because there's like a 20-second delay between what we see here and what's on YouTube. So I can't do this through YouTube because I'm watching all of us from 20 seconds ago. So I have to be in Zoom, which means that, or actually I can make this, there we go. You can make Zoom smaller so you can see behind it. But you just have to keep Zoom on top, just because your windows will flip and flop. But anyway, okay. So if anybody, you guys there on YouTube, or if anybody has any questions about any of this stuff, please ask away. But I was guided earlier this morning. I knew what I was going to get into. These are the Crystal Medicine Oracle cards, and this is a Mystical Shaman Oracle cards. Let me grab the book. So we're going to get cards from both of these decks. There we go. Haven't done much with the Crystal Medicine in a little bit. So first first we're gonna do the Crystal Medicine. Stowaways. Sometimes I put cards in books to get back to it and I forget. So I'm making sure those aren't in there. Okay, and then after this oracle, we're gonna do a spirit walk for this portal. For this 22, all the 2 business, really maximize to connect, to kind of close off the gate and tap into this portal. And then again, like I said, we have the new moon tomorrow, so we'll be doing a whole other thing tomorrow for the new moon. So I hope all of you can join me for that. I know it's a lot, 2 days in a row, but you know, what can we do? It is what it is. Okay. Let's get a card. Whoa, cards here. And I realized, look, we can go down very easy peasy. You guys can see. So we've got my 2 piles here. We'll go again. And one more time. Okay. Left with just 4 cards. You guys can see that, yeah. Okay, go with this one here. Let's see. Self-expression with Larimar and the element of water. Card number 26. I forgot I moved it. Card number 20 here. Let me. So it's like this. Sorry, there we go. So it's like the stone business with the waterfalls. Really beautiful.
I love that card so much.
Yeah, it reminds me of one of your phases, Leticia.
Yeah. Actually, I have also one here, the one you sent me, Larimar.
You got your Larimar.
Yeah.
Yes, Larimar is beautiful. So this is Larimar with self-expression and water. Let me get my glasses on, and then we'll pick the other card where I'm just being guided to do these one at a time here. Card number 26. Okay. Self-expression, water and Larimar. Oracle, self-expression on page 119. You have attracted this card into your awareness today as it is an important time of self-expression, a time to communicate your thoughts and feelings and anything else you may have been suppressing. When you allow for flow in your self-expression, life has a way of feeling effortless and as though you are riding the wave of your soul. There are times when we feel we need to hold back and not share or express certain things as we don't wish to hurt other people's feelings and put ourselves at risk of rejection or conflict. This will only create blocks and imbalance and possibly give rise to feelings of not being worthy or good enough. Have you been holding back due to being rejected? Do you feel like you need to get something off your chest? Have you been getting issues around your throat? Do you struggle to find the right words? Are you holding back your thoughts in case it creates conflict? Well, it's time to put yourself first and express what's required for you to let go of this stagnant and stale energy. You are being encouraged to connect deeply with your feelings and honor your needs at this time. Tune in to what you need to say and be sure to share from a place of truth and integrity. Drop into your heart and connect to the flow of your own energy and let go of what no longer serves. Speaking your truth is an act of courage and empowerment, and it's your time to embrace these traits. You will then experience a deeper sense of peace and well-being for yourself. As you express yourself, you will feel a greater self-worth, empowerment, and sense of freedom. It's time to speak up and say what you need to say with love from the heart. And the medicine is water. Water brings life and cleanses the soul. It has a huge presence covering 71% of the Earth's surface and also being found within the center of the planet. Water is truly sacred and beneficial to life and our existence here on Earth, as it feeds and sustains all living things. Water is essential to our agriculture system and food growing and plays an important role in the cycle of life. The ancients built temples around water and worshiped the water spirits as they understood its power. One of the 5 major elements that medicine people have been utilizing for thousands of years, water has its own consciousness and holds an abundance of qualities that we can tune into for assistance to help us in our day-to-day lives. It is represented as a feminine energy and connects strongly to our emotions and helps us to express. Water is a carrier of energy, and scientific studies have proven that water holds vibration. Humans are made up of a large percentage of water, so it's important to stay hydrated and thus connected to the ever-flowing universal energy that we are a part of. Water expresses itself without fear of the outcome. So connect yourself to this powerful element to help you express what's required in your life at this time. And the crystal is Larimar. It aids in self-expression. It will help you to let go of old stale energy in the throat. It will also help you to feel and express emotion. Okay, so it's no secret that I am a huge advocate for the bath and being in water and doing it at least twice a week, because the element of water, and especially if I know there's this whole like cold water plunge phenomenon fad going on, and that's a whole separate thing and what it does for you. When it comes to working with water in a way to detoxify and connect to yourself and to spirit, is to be in hot water, because that literally, just like, you have something really dirty, you got an oatmeal crusted plate, you're not going to run cold water on it and expect it to loosen up. You're going to use hot water because it's going to do the trick so much faster. So it loosens up and it extracts out toxicity and negativity and helps rearrange and recalibrate and rebalance and stabilize and I already said balance and balance the systems, all of the chakras, all of the bodies at the same time. The longer, the better. And the more goodies you put in there, salt, crystals, flower essences. I do a whole bath brew with all sorts of stuff that I swear is the best thing in the world and is so good for you. So water's coming through. Really, so there's that clearing. If you think of clear water, in the Substack newsletter that I put out yesterday, there's this picture of this woman in beautiful clear water. If you guys saw that, because that's the energy that came through. Just think of being in and just being as clear, that vibration of clear, beautiful water. Tapping into that, and again, like I said days ago, this Stargate was about clarity, and it continues through this. And like I said earlier, there's those lower frequencies and the higher frequencies, and as we go through this portal, you're going to want to calibrate. If you don't have a bathtub, then take an extra long, then put a chair in your shower and take an extra long hot bath and just lean on your shower or sit on the floor, put a towel down. So, do whatever you got to do to really work with water. I'm planning on doing that later today. It was already on the agenda, already there. And that's another thing too. Really good times, like if you can't find a way to do your 2 regimented baths per week, I suggest Sundays and Wednesdays, but I can miss those myself and end up doing them Mondays and Fridays, whatever. 2 times a week is the minimum for baths, at least 45 minutes in hot water, and just being there. It's also a great conductor for energy, and it's the best place you can be in to connect with your guides and guardians. It's like a magical portal. When you're in that space, you're alone, you're in water, you're naked, you're alone, you're in water, you're naked. There wasn't a glitch. I said that twice because those circumstances, where else do you duplicate that than in the shower or the bathtub? That's just, so it's something it's just such an important part of our upkeep and regimen especially after, like, I used to be okay with, like, if I was like, okay, 1 bath a week before the pandemic, right? When the pandemic hit, I needed like 3, and I had to do way more clearing and grounding. It has subsided and gotten better, but there's other things that are taking its place, and we have not been told to take the foot off the gas when it comes to how much we're doing our self-care. And baths are definitely really at the top of the list with, eating well, sleeping well, getting sunlight, and, that sort of thing. It's really the bath. Again, I cannot stress it enough how big, how important that is. And again, if you cannot do a bath, do a shower. And if you're not a bath person, that will change the more you take baths. I didn't used to be one either. And then it came to me years ago, you need to take baths because we can connect you better in the bath. And it just checks so many boxes. It's good for your skin. It's good for your hair, especially if you put the good things in it. It extrapolates negative energy. It recalibrates you. Plus, it helps us connect with you and you to connect with us. So get your ass. And by the way, it needs to be really hot. I'm a very sensitive person to temperatures and stuff. It was not easy for me to do really hot in the beginning. I was such a little pussy. I'm like, no, it's not going to burn you. You can do it hotter, 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 hot. Now it's like, yeah, I've gotten used to really hot water, and the hotter, the better. And so if you decide, it's just like, I don't necessarily want to do 20 push-ups, but it's good for me. Okay, I'm not necessarily a bath person, but if it's good for me, and then trust me, the more you do it, the more you'll see like how much it takes a little bit of doing it over and over and over again for you to realize, holy shit, this really helps. Right, Leticia?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I also wasn't a bath person, and I don't even have a real bathtub set up in my bathroom. And but yeah, I found through Infinity a bathtub that you can set up and then also put back together and just store in some small space that you'll find. And it's really awesome, really great.
Yeah, because in the first, I don't know how many months of her program with me, I was like, God, I wish you could take a bath. Like, I can't even, like, if I had $1 for every time I said that to you, I'd probably have $20,000 because I was just like, damn it. And then one day it was just like portable baths. And I was like, what? So I went on Amazon, I looked up portable baths, and yes, they exist. You don't need to live in a house that has a bathtub. You just need the space for it to set it up and to have it hooked up, so not every place you're going to be able to have it, but it does open things up, and it's not crazy expensive. It's just a couple $100. And I know it's been before that, she used to sit in the, she had one of those like handicapped chairs so she could sit there. I was like, get one of those, and at least you're not standing. You need to just relax, at the very, very least. So she did that, and that was good. It was better. But then she got the bathtub, and then big time changes. Yeah, big time. Wasn't it so much? It wasn't all of what I said true.
But you have to experience
the connecting and the spirit connecting and the meditation and the bath, right?
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. And once people get used to doing that, it's like, can I do this one in the bathtub? Then it's like, you want to do them all in the bathtub. It's like, is this one okay to do in the bath? Because you realize like, wow, this is a whole thing. Some of them are not appropriate to do in the bathtub because of various reasons, but most of them are. So that's a great place. It's just such a good place, really good place to go after you take a healthy dose of mushrooms too. I highly suggest that. Really, I do. No joke. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's cute. Karen just put up a little smiley face in a bathtub. But anyway, and then the second spot here with this card is expression. Now, if we combine regimented baths and with the intention of allowing yourself to express, and this issue or these issues of, not being able to speak, not, having throat chakra issues. That's really what it boils down to, is when you don't express yourself, when you don't talk, when you can't be authentic, when you're saving everybody else's feelings and suffering, you're literally hurting yourself, and it will catch up with you. I know I was definitely one of those people. Most empaths are. We want to help. We want to be the solution, not the problem. We don't want to ask for help. We don't want to say something's wrong. We don't want to be upset with anybody. We don't like confrontation. Like, all of us are like that. And it becomes a problem because we are then blocking our energy. We're not honoring ourselves. We're not fully honoring what we're here to do and who we're here to be if we're making ourselves heavy. You have to think about that. It's physics. How high can you ascend? It's like a balloon. I always use this, example, the hot air balloon with all of the bags of sand on there. Those bags of sand are all the things that we need to eliminate so we can rise. And it is a process, but this one tends to be like, the money wound is definitely a thing. Like to me, it's like this authenticity, expressing, living the way and being who you're meant to be in all aspects of your life is fucking hard. Especially if you're of the woo-woo variety. And let's just face it, I took the scales on that. I get it. But it continues to be the most important thing than anything, is to accept who we are, how we feel, to express ourselves. And again, the caveat there is in a loving way. Not in, I'm so frustrated, I'm so angry that boom, and then it's verbal vomit all over everybody, and people are like dying by 1,000 cuts because all the shit is erupting at once. And I know we all have that problem too, because that is the symptom of stuff. There's only so much. And then the dumbest little shit thing happens and blah, right? We've all experienced that. It does happen. It has happened. So the trick is to not stuff, to unstuff, to clear, to acknowledge, to release, to let go of all of those things that we've been stuffing. And it's not appropriate to put that on other people unless it really is about your relationship with somebody else. Then you're the asshole, because it's not their problem. It's your problem. Nobody said stuff all your emotions and don't say anything. And if they did, then, here's a clue. They need to go. But most of the time it's self-inflicted. Most of the time it is self-inflicted. Unless when, if it was a childhood thing, we had parents who didn't let us have our emotions and all of that, that's deep healing and acknowledgement that needs to be done. And it's just perpetuated through your life because you learned to do that. I need to be quiet. I need to be part of the solution, not the problem. I'm not going to create waves for my parents. I don't want to make my dad angry. I don't want to piss off my mom. She's upset and whatever it is. We get trained to do that in most of our childhoods. And then we perpetuate that for ourselves as we grow. And then as we learn more about ourselves, it scares us. And then we do it more to ourselves, suppress. And as we move forward, especially as we become more connected and aware and ascend and feel the vibrations and the energy more than we ever have before of what works and what doesn't, we can't bullshit ourselves anymore. It doesn't work. Just doesn't work. We can't say, oh, it's okay. Oh, I don't mind. Oh, I'll make adjustments. Oh, so, well, they're this and they're that. And if that, it just won't work anymore, because as your balloon is starting trying to rise, you have these heavy things that are pulling you down, and all the excuses and denial and whatever it was that you told yourself to make it okay, you're like looking at yourself laughing, going, you don't believe this bullshit anymore. You can't even lie to yourself about this. You need to make some change here so it can feel good in your world and in your body. And if those changes, and a lot of the times they come with a lot of circumstances attached to them, leaving relationships, changing jobs, moving homes. It's not a quick thing, right? For it just usually isn't. It's a process to even make that, to even acknowledge that needs to happen, then decide on how it's going to happen and what's, all of the things. And this is why most people just stay where they are and, die of cancer or die really young or get Alzheimer's or, all of the things, because their system did not process and mutated into some illness. That's what happens and that's just a byproduct of how we've been taught to live. And we are here to change those patterns for ourselves and our families and our future relatives that are yet to be here, where we're connected to them by blood or not, and mostly for ourselves in this life, so we can be and do the things that we're meant to do in these lives. And the only way to do that is to live authentically and not lie to ourselves and not make things okay that are not okay, not have people in our lives just because they have some title next to their name: mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, best friend. I don't give a fuck who you are. You will know when these people do not belong in your life anymore. And it's not to say that we're judging or shaming them. There's a resonance, there's an energy, and either it's meant to be there, and then when there's too much friction and too much difference, and it's not, you're going in a completely different stratosphere. What needs to happen? Things need to go. And it's one of the hardest things about evolution and ascension and our spirituality are the things we must let go of. And that includes suppressing ourselves for the sake of anybody else. And I've said it time and time again. It's none of my damn business how other people feel about me or what they think. Because when I make that my business, then I'm taking on whatever projected bullshit they may be thinking and connected to. And I don't have capacity for that. I need to take care of me. I need to do me and connect to all that is meant to connect to me for the things and missions and purpose that I'm here to achieve and accomplish for myself and for others, for Gaia and humanity. And nobody is getting in my way. And I hope that type of energy inspires you, because that is what we need to take care of ourselves and not apologize for it. You can do it. You can do you lovingly all the time, outwardly and inwardly. But the energy behind it is like light or spiritual warrior. Like, and until I'm gone from here, you're not stopping me. I don't care who you are. And I'm not letting my fears of what other people think or what their opinions are, or what they would do or not do, or what they may think of me, or I'm kooky, wackadoodle, woo woo, whatever. Not my problem. Not my problem. And so sometimes it's appropriate to express. Sometimes it's not. Like I said earlier, it's not okay to go, okay, well, then I'm just going to bleh all over everybody, all this stuff about me. So, no. Write it down. That's like the greatest thing to express yourself. That counts. Dear mom, write it down. Let yourself cry. Let yourself be angry about it at your paper, because most likely doing that directly to your mom or your dad or your sister, whoever it is not going to fix anything. You need to get your shit out and figure it out, and then decide how to proceed in whatever relationship it is that is or isn't working, whether it's your job, your boss, your coworker, whomever. But firstly, the relationship of expression to the highest degree needs to be with you at yourself, for yourself. Think about your self-talk. Think about what you say to yourself, what you do to yourself, what the vibe is that you're coming back to yourself, what you repress, what you honor, what you celebrate, how you share with others, what you do with yourself, and all of that. And so going forward, think, I am going to allow myself to feel and acknowledge it, and I won't repress it to myself. Just step one, just to you. Fuck off with everybody else. They don't matter. For right now, step one, just to you, acknowledge with you what is going on, and let yourself express to yourself what is happening and how you feel. And then you can go, what cords need to be cut? What cords need to be reset? What do I just need to, get over? Whatever that it may be, align yourself, because nobody's going to come in and fix you. I don't care who you are, what what you're connected to, what clubs, what workshops, what healers or shamans or anything. It's gotta be like, okay, what is happening here? And let's, because if that's the case, that we need to adjust from the inside out and allow for all of that to take place and really see it. And like 80-90% of the time, it's going to be connected to fears. Because if we're not expressing, we're afraid of something, whether to ourselves or other people. It's just like 1 + 1 = 2. Like, it's like the book said, you're afraid of conflict, don't want to, rock the boat, don't want to be rejected, don't, whatever, don't want, we all were afraid. If I talk about and show how I really feel, and it's true, maybe you will. That may not be an illusion that may not take place. That could be very real, that if you do express how you really feel, that you will be rejected by XYZ. And then the question is, why? And what's going on there with all of that? And that goes into a whole other thing. But these are just things to analyze and acknowledge, because that's the only way you're going to sort it out and get real and get clear in the throat chakra, and that can be your neck. It's not, because a lot of people think like, oh, it's just like, because, and unfortunately, it's just kind of more attention is always paid to the front when we talk about chakras for some reason, but it also is the back. So throat issues can be also neck issues and into the shoulders. So the throat kind of comes up into the face here and down into the body about here, and like all the way around this whole area. And the heart chakra goes all the way up into the throat. So all of the chakras overlap. So just be cognizant of what that space is that can be locked up because of the energy that is not, going and free flowing and all that good stuff. Okay, so that's it for this one. Unless anybody has any comments here. Somebody, let me see, I've got a thing here. Jeanette says, yes, I agree. I didn't care for baths, but I miss it so much now. I know, honey, it just sucks. Yeah, like exactly. Once you get used to it, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then you can't do it. That's like, it has to be like in the next place I live, there's gonna be a bathtub. And then Karen says, I'm doing so much better with money after reading what you, Infinity, said about the money wound. I'm so glad, my love. Yeah, that's a tough one. The money wound is, whoo, long roots and a big fat seed that's very sticky, hard to work on, and it can reappear at times. So I'm so glad that that's helping and working for you. Really, really happy with that. And then Jeanette says, yes, my neck is really hurting lately also. Yeah. Well, that's stuff. So there you go. So that's something to consider. It's the whole, all the way around that will be affected by, when we have, and it's a really good indication of what's going on. If you get that, if that's going on, then things need to come up and out one way or another, and energy work and all of that to really work in that. So Jeanette, I would say get in your light gate, ask for your guides and guardians to really like focus in on your throat chakra to really help you loosen this energy up and help you to extrapolate and get out what needs to get out in the best, most positive way that you possibly can. Okay, so we're moving on from that. So again, water, self-expression, Larimar. So Larimar, you guys, is a beautiful crystal. Do you want to show everybody, my dear? Leticia, this is one of the ones that I did crystal gathering for her, and that she also got a Larimar necklace and earrings and a bracelet. So you put that on when you do work, right?
Yeah, but it's been a while actually. Now that you mention it, oh my God. I forgot about it. Oh my God.
That would also be good for you, not only in meditation, but when you're doing your other writing and stuff, because that's expression.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. And it's beautiful. Beautiful. It's beautiful blue. You can see why it's connected with water. It's beautiful. It's heavy. That little piece is pretty heavy, isn't it? It does tend to be more expensive because it is more rare. But it's great if you have Larimar, if you're wanting to work with your throat chakra, just to lay down and put it directly on your throat as well. So that will definitely help with that clearing energy and opening up and expressing. Jeanette says, if no bathtub in my next place, I get the portable one for sure. Yeah, it's either got to have a built-in bathtub or at least the space to have the portable one way or another. Yeah, I won't let you get a new place unless you've got at least that going on. It will not have my approval. I can tell you that right now. Oh my gosh, it is so mandatory. Okay, so now we're going to get into the mystical shaman oracle, you guys. All right, let's do this. Oops. Go this side. Ooh, tingly and itchy. Ooh, that was interesting. Okay, connecting. This oracle is very staticky in a good way. It's like a lot of energy comes out. Okay, guess we're going there. A lot of energy comes off this deck. Okay, and then this side. All right, let's see what we've got here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry about the shadow from my mic. There we go. That's better. Okay. Okay. This one here. The 5th card is what I heard. 5, 5th. So let's see what. No way. Water. Wow. I was thinking, I wonder if it's going to be still connected to this other water card, and it can't. be more than this. Holy shit. Wow. 2 water cards, you guys.
And it's a 7, and then the 8 when you combine those two numbers, 61 and 26.
Yes. You're right. Yes, you're ahead of me on that one. Yes, we have the card 61 water, which equals a 7, and then the 26 is an 8. So we have a 7 and an 8 here. And 78, 7-8, was that in the Lionsgate? What was that? There's been so many things we've done this year, but there was a time where there was numbers that came up for us. And I remember distinctly 78 was the one that came up for me. And this is reminding me of that. So I would say definitely look up the angel number 78, as that is really being kind of under the microscope right now. But let's see what this card says in addition to what we already heard with water. Wow, that's hilarious. Wait, where is it? There you are. Okay. Water. Wow. Water symbolizes purification, regeneration, birth, revival, and cleansing. It signifies an evolutionary shift from the former self to the new self. Many myths around the world speak of a great flood and the new life that is revealed after a deluge. Water begins without water begins without boundaries. Then, as soon as form has separated itself from water, it becomes under the laws of time and life, thus acquiring limitations. That is a really interesting thing to think about. That is really interesting. Okay.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Water begins without boundaries. So think of like the ocean. Then, as soon as form has separated itself from water, it becomes under the laws of time and life, thus acquiring limitations. So an easy way to think of that is if you were to take like a cup of water out of the ocean, it will, because it's separated, it's limited than when it's in the whole, that sort of thing. Okay, then the invitation. When water arrives, you're invited to watch your emotions. Know they are going to be changeable and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebb and flow of events and trust you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arises. Natural flow is here. Go with it. And the medicine. This is a time for cleansing unwanted energy and sticky feelings. Consider this, what water does to the flesh. It does in sacred ritual to the spirit. The spiritual cleansing, like baptism, is the opportunity to get an instantaneous experience of the timeless, non-ordinary, sorry, that looked weird, of the timeless, non-ordinary reality in which all true creation takes place. Now is a time that is pregnant with potential for you. Carl Jung talked about the material womb-like significance of water as a universal symbol. Water represents the potentiality of existence. It precedes and sustains every creation. Emergence from it is manifestation. Immersion in it is dissolution of form. Because of this, it symbolizes regeneration. Make way for the process. You can expect it to be messy, but worth it. Yeah. Don't know what to say besides what we've already said from the first card. I love what this brought up, especially this last part. It precedes and sustains every creation. Emergence from it is manifestation. Immersion in it is dissolution of form, dissolving. Because of this, it symbolizes regeneration. Again, back to the bath, back to being in that, back to connecting, back to letting, detoxification. So becoming something different. When you go in, you're one thing. When you come out, you're another. Can you agree to that? Yeah. I mean, that's magic. That's the magical element of water working itself with you. And that's why you find that it becomes necessary to renew. So make way for the process. You can expect it to be messy, but worth it. We already talked about that too. So there we go. I don't know if there's anything to add to that other than what's already, been said here. Water is beautiful. It should be tapped into. Think about it, play with it, be in it. I even love art with water. I do watercolor because I'm guided, and I guide you guys to do art with watercolor because of the element of water, the magic of water, and how it is to work with water with intention and creativity. There's a thing with it for sure. So drink it, be in it, be creative with it, go near it, submerge yourself in a river, a lake, the ocean if you can. You'll feel better and really tap into this water energy. Think of it also, you know how water can magnify? That's what's coming to me now. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you take like a glass of water and you put it like over something like letters or whatever, the letters like magnify, like a magnifying glass, but water, that energy is coming through, like what I talked about, this portal, this multiplication portal, this like magnification kind of thing. So kind of think about how water can do that too, and to really play with it etherically, meditatively. Anybody have any questions or comments about any of this business?
Just that I need to take more baths.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I love that for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. You definitely do. You will learn just how, because just like, me or Jeanette or Leticia, we didn't do the bath thing. I always kind of felt like I'm just supposed to sit here in the water. Can't even read a book. Like we can be on your phone in the water, and I'll spend hours in there. So I'll do all sorts of stuff in the water. But even if it's just, if you can think of twice a week, and like I say, Sunday's a great day because it's the beginning of the week. Wednesday's another good day if you can make it fly, because it's in the middle, it's halfway there. So Sunday starts off your week with a bath, and Wednesday splits up, until you get to Sunday again. Those are just the days that come through. But whatever days work for you, to be intentional. Oh, and that's what I was going to say earlier, was if you can't make it to that, then say and try to be diligent about baths on new moons and full moons and Stargate days and equinoxes and things like that, because that renewal energy during those significant times, astrologically, is like a double dose of whatever it is that's coming through that's coming through at that time, for you to be able to absorb it, to integrate it, to be conscious and work with it. So that's always a good time too. So you can adjust your baths to be like, oh, well, I'll take my bath tomorrow instead if you're limited, or I know people take baths every single day. I haven't been able to make that work because I have so much on my plate and so much to do. But I have done it consecutively every day for different periods of time, and that was really good. I feel like I could be in there much less if I do it more often. So whatever works for you. But yeah, at least at the very minimal once a week, but if you can, twice a week, and make it as gooey and juicy as you possibly can. Have your crystals, have your salts, have your candles in there, bring your speaker in there, make it a whole thing. When I set up my bath, it's like 45 minutes or more of the setup. Sometimes it's like I have to so much to get, but it makes it so when I'm in there, I mean, I have snacks, I have 3 drinks. I make it so everything I could possibly need for a long extended period of time is with me. And that's where I, kind of park it for several hours. And I make my water heater as hot as it can be. I mean, it will burn you if you let it. But I do that so I can take these long baths. So when the water cools down, I don't have to refill it all up. I can just let a little bit go because that ultra hot water is going to reheat my entire bath. You know what I mean? So I'm not using so much water and I can keep the good stuff in. Sometimes it is good to let all the water go and refill it back up and because we're energetic. That's like the first one I'll do is just like sometimes I'll just lay there in water and my crystals before I put any, even salt in. It's just straight water for 20 minutes. And then I let most of that go. And then I start off. Sometimes I'm legitimately doing a new thing like 3 or 4 times in one session. But that's where I get the massive majority of my healing that I do on myself, and my big downloads and connections are in the bath. So it's such an integral and important part of what I do in my regimen to keep myself, for me and for those who count on me, as balanced, as clear as I can possibly be. So yes, Dawn. And I'm going to be on you for more baths for sure. Okay. And just the water thing, that's just too much. All right, you guys. So let's see if anybody says anything here. Karen said, wow, with that second. Joka's here. Hi, Joka. Nice to see you. Hi, grateful to be able to make it here live. Me too. Sending everyone good energy. It's good to have some man energy here, Joka. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Karen says, wow, with that second water. Jeanette says you made it up. Yep, I'm magical. It was magic. I don't know how else to explain it. But we're gonna get into the spirit walk. If anybody needs to take a potty break, do you guys need to take a little break before we get started, or set anything up or get anything?
Yeah, just a little tiny break.
Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna do that too. We'll meet back here in a couple minutes. Stand by, everybody. We'll be getting into our spirit walk. Let's do what you got to do for a couple minutes, and we'll meet you back here. I'm gonna turn that off too. Okie dokie. Ah, caught. Oh my goodness. My hair. Okay, loves. Oh, I'm going to turn this light down. Oops, that's up. Okay. Hopefully everybody's back. We're going to pin the tail on the donkey again with Dawn. I love that. Whew, hope you guys are excited for this. I definitely am. I have no idea what we're going to do. Like zero. As usual. Sometimes I have a glimpse of something, but I think my brain has been too busy to get any of that. Plus, I don't need it. My brain doesn't need to know. I know enough shit. All righty. Leticia looks like this floating head. I love it. It's floating. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, enough joking around, you guys. Let's be serious. I'm the worst. All right, so I'm gonna. Do you want me to let me share my music with you guys? It is, I believe, the same one we had last time, but let me share. So if you want, you can make this louder for yourself, because I can't make it too loud, or else I feel like I'm screaming on top of it, and that's not enjoyable to hear. I'm going to drop it in the I need my glasses. Damn it. Where's chat? There's chat. So there we go. There's a link in Zoom for you ladies if you want. And then for you guys, I think that, hold on a second. And there is the link for YouTube. And I think, I'm not sure if I had, let me see. Oh, Jeanette's coming in. Jeanette's coming into Zoom. She's all about being here and there and everywhere. Hi, Lovey. Hi.
Hi, Jeanette.
Hi, Jeanette.
Hey, you. I'm glad you're here.
I figured let me chime in for the spirit walk.
Good, I'm glad. And everybody else, I just put the link in YouTube. So if you want to listen to this music louder, you can. I'll turn it up just a little bit here. It's a 693 hertz, manifest miracles, attract your heart's desire, elevate your vibration. I can have this track on for a really long time. And that's, saying a lot, because I will get tired of certain things after not too long. So this is a really good one. I think it's the same one we used last time. So was there anything you wanted to share or say before we get started, since you just got here, Jeanette?
No, just getting my candle ready.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't know it was going to be this early.
It's okay. It's all right, honey.
I'm at the office, but I got my crystals here.
Yay.
I had an eye mask in the purse.
See
I have
what
a
a trooper
candle.
you are. I'm so glad. Yeah, tell me just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm ready.
Let me know when you're ready.
I went to it.
All right. So first off, I want to thank everybody for being
I'm going to close the door, Chiquita.
I love that background.
I don't know how the heck came there. I think I was trying to get Kalani to video call me when he's with his dad.
Yeah.
And I put and I don't know how to take it off now.
It's cool.
but it's not my back. It's not where I'm at.
It makes you seem like you're this little tiny fairy in the grass. It's like,
oh, okay.
you know
I like
mean?
that.
like you're like, yeah, like that's grass, like regular sized grass. And you're like this little fairy in the grass. That's like it's cool.
Cool.
I like it. So anyway, first I want to say thank you to everybody on this side of the veil. Those of you in the flesh, human, beautiful souls being guided to join me here for this today to close out the 11/11 Stargate here on the 22nd, tapping in with those twos. And then it's its own portal, like we talked about. This is beautiful, multiplying energy to really maximize all of the hopefully good vibes that you have going on, thinking of wishes and dreams and miracles, because miracles are not just a thing for the ancients. We experience miracles, and we can experience miracles all the time, every day. We just need to believe in them and believe in magic and believe in being guardians of magic. Oh, that was something we didn't talk about.
The movie.
I know the movie. I know it's too late. We've been here for already 2 hours, so I don't want to keep us, but hopefully you guys watch the movies. We'll try to set up another live sometime soon to maybe talk about that specifically, because there's a lot going on with that movie, Rise of the Guardians. Hopefully you guys have seen it. If you haven't, please watch it. Watch it with your kids if you have them, but watch it by yourself. It's beautiful and inspiring, and I will definitely set up a live to talk about it. But in any case, we are guardians of magic. We are magical. We're meant to believe in our own magical selves and beings and existence and infinite souls and all of the beautiful things that we're connected to, and moving forward into this next phase, these last few weeks of the year. Just really think about this being the setup for the next year and the next upgrade of everything that we're connected to, and more creations, more evolution, more purpose and alignment with exactly what we're meant to be doing. We're just getting more and more and more in alignment with that, and who's meant to be with us and where we're meant to be, and all of those things. Just think about that. Think about your destiny and your destinies, your soul purpose here, and what that's all about. And try to let the bullshit of human life fall away, at least for a little bit here, at least hopefully for the rest of the day. Hopefully you'll be in a better energetic space than when we started getting into this spirit walk, because that's the kind of energy we need to be in, because we are orchestrating with our intention, with our magnetism, with our creations, with our very frequency, where we're ending up. Remember that. It's really important. Okay, guys, so just take that all in. We'll get started here. Close your eyes, put your eye masks on. Take a deep breath, lifting your arms way, way up and stretching for me. Head back, open up that throat chakra. Open up your mouth, ah, and say ah. Open, 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 pull, pull, pull with your whole body, and go back and forth with your abdomen, kind of wiggle, 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 really opening up. Think of that root chakra opening up, and just have the intention to the sacral, to the solar, and really moving the spine, moving the body, stretching with your arms, thinking of taking your arms and going through your crown chakra, that your arms, and reaching up, spreading your fingers wide and reaching up. Take a deep breath in and then out. And then you can relax with your arms nice and slow, slow with your head back to center here. Don't move too quickly. And then arms and hands can go either in namaste, you know, in prayer between your breasts, or loosey-goosey rested on your legs. You can either hold your crystals or crystal, palms up and relaxed though, palms up for receiving and releasing. So we receive through our left hand, and we give or release with the right hand. So think about this flow of energy coming through. Oh, guess what? Water. Shocker. Water coming through. So let's be at the bank of a beautiful river. This is where Gaia is taking us very, very quickly here. A bank of a beautiful river. It's moving swiftly, but not crazy, not, you know, scary or anything. You wouldn't feel like scared to jump in, but you know that you would, you know, be moving. Okay, that kind of rapid water going by. You are in this one space where before the river turns, so the river is coming directly towards you. It's not like to the side, directly towards you. So adjust your vision. River is coming directly towards you, and then it turns. Pay attention. Does it turn to the left or the right? It turns one way or the other. There's trees all around you. It is daytime. The sun is up and right above. If you take that straight line with that river going into the distance, beautiful, big, tall mountain with snow on it. And above the mountain is that sun, our star, and what gives us heat and love and energy and allows everything to grow with this water held by Gaia. So back down, looking to the river coming straight towards you, hands up and open and towards the river that's coming straight towards you. Magically, the water starts to rise. Bits of water start to rise from the river and suspend in midair, collecting and connecting to itself. And then that water starts to come towards you to that left hand. The water is going to come to you in a nice flow to the left hand. And you're going to absorb that water. The hand just absorbs the water and lets it come through the left hand to the left wrist and forearm and through the arm. Feel the water coming through that hand and that arm and up into your shoulder. And then once it reaches the shoulder, it separates. It goes down the front, it goes down the back, and it goes up the side of your neck, up into your face and your head, down into the chest. Just feel the water as it's coming through. Look at the river and tell the river to rise up into the air. More water up into the air. We're going to use a lot of this water. It's coming straight, flowing straight from that beautiful mountain. Guess what? It's Mount Shasta. We've been here before, but now we're down. The mountain, the big peak of the mountain is up there, and we're down further. We can see the entire thing. There's this beautiful, as the river goes up, it's this beautiful view of the river and the rocks and the trees and the birds flying and the deer coming and the rabbits and the squirrels and all the different birds. What do you see? Pay attention. Who is there? And tell the river to rise up into the air, and you're bringing in more of this water directly to fresh, beautiful Mount Shasta water, being encoded with light codes and frequencies and packs of information for you to absorb through our beautiful star. During this portal, we want to connect with the energies of this date, 2020, the 22, the twos, and all the twos going all the way through it, 11, 22. 2022. Very intentionally receiving the encodements, the downloads, the upgrades, the healing energy that is being connected to from our sun. Now let's take a minute. We're being told to wait and take a minute here, focusing on the sun again. And all the planets of our solar system. This sun lights all of the other planets of our solar system. Open up and receive from them right now. Who is coming through? What order are they coming through? Try to pay attention to this if you can. Try to remember. If you want to turn, if you're in the Zoom, if you want to turn on your mics and speak into it at any time to remember things to play back later, and being told you may do that, but pay attention to the order of things here. Think about the planets. They're the brothers and sisters of Gaia, all being held in this beautiful orbit with our sun, and the sun lights all of these planets, and the planets, including Gaia, send back their energy back to the sun as well, for the sun to process and then share and send to all of the rest of us. So this is this beautiful exchange of energy happening from the sun to all of us, all of the planets of this solar system. And then their energy looping back to the sun, and then the sun sending that energy back to all of us. And it's just this infinite loop going back and forth with all of our energy being shared and connected to. They're reminding me to remind you that as much as Gaia knows you, they know you as well. We are all one family. They say you will get to know us and our place in your life and the significance of us and how we move around the sun and how we move around Gaia as being significant in your life. This is called here astrology. The packets of information, some of the upgrades is specifically about this, about connecting to the solar system, our, what we would call our aunts and uncles, if Gaia is our mother, right? So just tap in with that. Very important here, because the encodements that are coming are really juicy with their energy. Really, really, really like supercharged more than usual. This portal, I wasn't aware of this previously, or I would have talked about it. This portal is massively sending in information and energy for more and deeper connectedness with each and every one of the planets, including the asteroids like Juno and Cryon. And Vesta. So just absorbing here, just take this in, just think and try to project your awareness out beyond the solar system, like you have this bird's eye view of the entire solar system. And you can see this energy moving from the sun to all of us, all the planets, and then back, and then that's that energy being sent out to all of us. And how that goes, and how it's multi-layered, and how at this time with this portal maximizing on these twos, really opening up this two and double energy, is just really allowing for the sun to really soak up these energies from the planets and send them directly back out to each other. Because what comes from Gaia and all of us, you have to think, we're upon Gaia. So she helps amplify our energy and the connectedness, the energy cords that we have individually with all the planets, the aunts and the uncles. So attention back to the sun, our perspective down at the river. I know we're going from really, we're moving around a lot here, but back down to the river, back to where you were. Being really conscious of what's coming through, what's melting from the sun hitting the snow absorbing those light codes, that energy, and it melting and turning into water, and it going down the mountain, passing over crystals and minerals and all sorts of greenery, and the trees sending the water energy as well, and information. This water is so magical, so beautiful, so healing, so clearing, so intentional. And the intention here is, as we tap back into this water, lifting the water up from the river and bringing it into your hand and letting the hand absorb it, becoming one with the water, bringing the water into the body and letting it move throughout the body very intentionally, up to the head, all over your scalp and into the body, your brain, your sinuses, your eyes, your mouth, your throat, your teeth, all of it. Just think of everything. Same thing with the back of the body, your spine, your shoulders, your vertebrae, all of it, all of it, all of it. Going down to bone level and organs and blood, and the oxygen in the blood just being doused with this beautiful magical energy from this water of Mount Shasta that is absorbed from the outer with the sun and all the planets, and now turning the attention to the mountain itself and everything it's connected to, what lives within the mountain, the vortex of energy surrounding the mountain, it being a landing spot and a connection and a portal for our galactic brothers and sisters. Tapping into that. Damn, this is a lot here, people. I know, just stay with me. Really thinking of this is a portal place itself, Mount Shasta, and all of the energy and the vortex of energy, and it really being a landing spot for, when I say landing spot, I mean etherically and spiritually. This is where there's a convergence. Angels, archangels, fae, dragons, unicorn, the galactics. So everybody meets here and connects and plans and exchanges information with all of those, that all of us that they work with, whether we're conscious of it or not. So all of that. So just kind of zoom in to the mountain if you can here. Zoom in like you just put on binoculars, and you can really zoom in there. What do you see? Whatever it is. Can just be an energy. You may actually see things. but it is one of the meeting places for the divine, and those that are all connected with the High Council, those who work with us consciously or subconsciously, whether we're in our wake state or our dream state, whatever level of consciousness or inception that we are at any given time. Our guides and guardians are with us and exchange information and are guiding us and talking to us and with us. Reconnect to that awareness and understanding. See yourself back as a little kid, even a baby. They were there then, they're with you now, and they will always be with you. And the more you can connect with them, as we talked about earlier, the smoother the ride will be, the clearer, the more high vibe, the more connected to your soul and your soul purpose, which eliminates fear, distractions, chaos, the ability to be messed with on any level for any length of time. And all that is meant to come through you is just clear and clear. Again, the faith and the intention, have it, declare it, commit to it. Take a deep breath. And back to the water. Let's bring it in. We want to saturate ourselves with this big, amazing, magical energy that's, coming through from up above, and with the High Council and all of that energy coming through. And of course, the energy that Gaia emanates through the abundance matrix and all of the crystals that are beneath the mountain and within her body as a whole, that she radiates up to the mountain to connect with everything upon it, including the snow that turns into the water that has all of this other magic connected to it. So bring it into the body. Let your body get heavy. You know how heavy water is? If you're feeling heavy, you're doing it right. Water is really heavy. And as you saturate yourself, your beingness on every level, you're gonna feel this heaviness. That's okay. That it's working. It's good. You can also feel light at the same time. It's kind of two things happening here. There's so much light coming in with this water. It's not just regular water. Really tap into how beautiful and magical and light-filled and sparkling. If we've ever seen sparkling water, this is it. It is completely lit up. It's effervescent with the light and the light codes, the downloads, the upgrades, the activations, and everything you're meant to assimilate to and within the body, within all of your bodies. Physical, the energetic, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual, and all of your chakras from your root, your sacral, your solar, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown, specifically the ones in or part of the mechanisms of all of the chakras within the body. So we're saturating everything here with this beautiful, magical water. Remember how much water came up today? 2 cards with water, beautiful overlapping messages for self-expression, for rebirth, rejuvenation, clarity, connectivity, all of those good things. Remember all of that. Soak that up with this. Soak that up with this. Saturate yourself with this. Get heavy with the water, but it feels so good. as good as a bath does. You're just like, oh, this is nice and good. And I can just sink into this as I'm saturating. I see the river going by. Remember all the animals that are bringing their healing energy, their support, their love, their guidance to be part of our lives. They're around this river as well. Feel the element of air as well. As we're standing here next to this river, we're pulling in this energy, this magical water into our bodies. The element of air is blowing down the mountain, carrying its own circumstance of magic to it, to breathe in as the same time this water is coming and saturating and saturating. We're absorbing and absorbing. As soon as you think, oh, I can't absorb anymore, yes, you can. Keep absorbing the water. At the same time, this breeze, this beautiful, magical rainbow breeze is coming down the mountain and swirling all around. Inhale through your mouth and your nose, switch back and forth to really bring this magical energy in, balancing out the energy of the water. It's rainbow light, divine and magical. It has all of the yeses to all of your wishes and your dreams. Just see that. It just says yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes to all of your wishes and all of your dreams, as especially you're in alignment with your soul mission and purpose. And number one on the list is to get embodied with yourself and your soul, to work on making your life as beautiful and magical and as prepared for the next phase and the next phase of what you're meant to do. We're just getting started. Woo! So much to do, and things like this are only going to help us to absorb more water. Let your body just absorb that water. You are becoming this water, this magical water. And remember all that it's connected to, all that you're absorbing. Validation for your past, support for your future, and little bits of magical clues for your future as the planets come in, as the high council comes in, as Gaia herself and the crystals come in, the abundance matrix comes in, the energy of the animal spirits, they come in. The element of air carrying in the wishes and the dreams and the yeses for everything there, that's all coming in. Wow. Holy moly. Woo! And your job is just to receive. Open up on every level. No resistance, no fear, no doubt. Just receive. You are this beautiful, human, energetic, spiritual, impossibly simple and complex vessel that can just receive right now. Receive, receive, receive. And breathe. Nice inhales. Regulating with all this energy. I know it's a lot. you control this. So let yourself feel it and feel saturated by it, and mostly just there's so much light and love, it's just so much receiving, so much giving. And then check in with the body, really feel into it all the way to the toes and the feet. Do you feel that energy just deep, 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 heavy, 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 like sloshy shoes, like on the 10th degree, just so, but good, heavy, like, oh, this is just full. You want to feel full, full, full all through the legs, and just know that energy is this beautiful, magical water energy. Like checking in with your hips and your butt and your pelvis, all the reproductive business, the naughty bits up to the stomach and the abdomen, the mid back and the low back, up into the chest and the upper back, and everything in between. Just think about all of everything that's in your torso, all those organs and fluid and blood and all the things on the human physical level. Up into the chest, the lungs, the heart, your ribs, your spine, your shoulders, your throat. Again, think about all this energy clearing and soaking into the throat and loosening up what is impacted in there. Think about things that get impacted and then they get infected. And that hurts, right? It's exact same type of thing here in the throat. And this is something we can really feel in a way that's different from the other chakras. So really intentionally think of absorbing that water, that beautiful, magical, healing water energy from the mountain, from the river, and everything it's connected to, and absorbing and bringing it into the body, into the throat. Feel it absorbing, feeling it, let it with intention, tell the body to let go and loosen up here. And to really let you and allow you to connect to that in a way that you can purge and release and cleanse and clear all of that, all of what's there, to really process it, to be able to express authentically, to embody yourself fully, is to accept yourself and your self-talk, your inner and your outer talk, and how you express. So see and feel that energy is swirling and turning and clearing and absorbing and up into the head, sinuses, brain, mouth, the space between the skull and the brain, the third eye especially, and then out to your sight eyes. And then lastly, just the outer, the shell, the skin. Think of it washing, like coming up, and instead of absorbing into the body, as the water's coming into that to that receiving hand, that it's also washing over you now. Filled up on the inside, you're absorbed, and now for the outside, and just feel that water coming over the entire body, over your head and your face, and just allowing it to wash over your body, wash over your skin, absorb that energy. It's like this beautiful, this most simplistic way of all of those things, this beautiful diamond light energy washing over your entire body. On the outside, just feel how refreshing that feels, and now really balancing out what it feels like on the inside, what it feels like on the outside, letting that wash over you. And then take your perspective outside of you. Be one of the trees or one of the bunnies or one of the deer that are looking at you. What do you look like as you're absorbing this water, as this beautiful diamond, crystalline, magical light is pouring over you? What does that look like? You're this bright, beautiful, divine, glowing being, magical being, upgraded so your connections can be stronger to your guides and guardians, to your body, to your spirit, to your soul, to Gaia. To nature and everything connected to nature, and then beyond to the planets of our solar system, the aunts and the uncles, and then beyond to the rest of our universe, and then multiverse. And all the way to Mother, Father, God. We are a fractal of their impossible perfection and energy of the divine feminine and masculine. And as they hold all of creation between and within each other, we are fractals of their energy, of their light, of their expression, of their creation, of their infinite nature, living multiple lives at the same time. We are fractals upon the fractals that is the whole and the nucleus. And we connect in this way. So as we are and where we are in all of these different layers and dimensions of existence at this very moment, we are divine, we are a star, we are light, perfect and beautiful, and exactly where we are meant to be. See yourself as this multidimensional divine being, because that is the truth. And any hardship, anything in your way isn't. And another deep breath. Feeling all this energy within the body, absorbing on every level. Look at the river, look at the trees, look at the grass and the bushes and the flowers and the mountain and the sun and the beautiful sky, and feel the rainbow breeze. See it, absorb it, smell it, bring it into the body. Being reminded in this moment, this can be repeated at any time to connect and help integrate with all of this that is coming through, please make it a point to do so to help you as we move forward. Your intention to clear, to connect, to release, to be more in faith, to be a guardian of magic. And then slowly things are going to start to fade here. As our work here is done, I want to thank everybody for being here with us, for bringing us all of this beautiful energy from all of the levels and layers that have come in. The sun, Gaia, our aunts and uncles, the solar system, the dragon, the unicorn, the fae, the mer, the spirit animals, the galactics, the very elements themselves, especially the water and the air and the rainbow and the yeses to our dreams, all of it. Thank you so much all for being here, for bringing us to this space, for guiding us here to receive all of this amazing energy. As it starts to fade, the details just start to fade. They say, thank you for being here with us. We're always here with you. You can be back here whenever you like. We encourage you to do so. We will see you again in your wake state and especially in your dream state. Have intention to be with us and we will be with you. That's an echo from all of your guides and guardians at the same time, sending their love and support to you. Please have the intention to accept, to receive their invitation, and to show up for yourself and with them and for the collective. As it starts to fade away more, just swirls of light, feeling of connectedness and love and unity, support, motivation, inspiration, joy, bliss. And lastly, gratitude to yourself, for taking you where you've been to be who you are. Forgiveness for not being perfect, for being impatient at times, upset about things. You're human. It's part of it. Let it go. See how good you feel now. It's so much better. Nobody expects perfection. It's supposed to be messy. That's what makes it so great. And a few deep breaths. When you're ready to, you can take yourself out, but don't rush it. Keep with your eyes closed. Keep with your masks on until you're ready. We're going to come back to the live and discuss this. Those of you also on the YouTubes, we will be interacting with you because this is something that we are going to want to pull into this reality as best we can. There was a lot going on here. And sharing really helps to integrate and helps us to remember. If you need to, when you come out of this, to take any notes right off the bat, please feel free to do so. And return your trays to the full and upright position. Need to get to the right chat. Ooh. So take your time here, guys, if you need to, whatever. I'm gonna real quick grab some tea and go to the bathroom. Whew. Okie dokie. Wow. You guys can unmute. I'm going to turn my music down. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Let me turn this down. It felt like it just like disappeared for a while earlier, so I turned it up. And I'm going to go to... Okay, so... Whoopsie. Trying to get a handle on this. Jeanette's not back yet. Excuse me. Okay. Okie dokie. So, wow, that was a lot. It was a lot. It was really intense. Feel free to chime in, guys. Sorry. How was that for you, Dawn?
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Yeah. Sorry, I know I inhaled. Oh, I think I had some of my tea got in here. And because it feels, I didn't see it, but it feels like it all of a sudden. And just like stuck on my back of my throat. Anyway, okay. I'll be able to talk without choking. So what are you able to retain it after getting out of there?
Yeah, I did a little bit of writing.
Okay, good.
So I wrote some stuff down. Yeah, it was, a lot.
It was a lot. Did you feel yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot, but it was awesome. It was like up and down and in and out.
It was a little dizzy. I got a little dizzy at times. Yeah. And
yeah, because because we are moving a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that water energy was coming in really. Could you feel the heaviness of it? Could you feel that energy of the water coming in?
Yeah. At first, it was at the, I had it almost backwards, because when it came in, it washed over me and then went in. And then at the end, so I don't know how else to, like, it spread, not inside, outside first.
Okay. So, well, yeah, I think it did. I think it did that, but it was more kind of like, at least what my perception was, it was kind of coming, it came in on the left hand, left arm, and kind of went over, and then just, naturally would go over as it went in. But then on this, when it was to go all the way over, it was like really going over, like everything. But did you feel that the heaviness, that heavy energy? At all? I mean, it's okay if you didn't. I'm just curious.
No.
Okay. Did you feel any type of internal thing happening? Like tingly, or usually it's some type of tingly, or you may feel pressure or heat or heavy or light, or stuff like that, I guess, is the best way to describe it. It's hard to describe it, but
it is. I feel like for me, I don't ever feel like I'm actually present. I go.
Right.
I don't know how, so for me to say what I actually felt like, I didn't retain.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's totally fine. It's a weird type of physical split with energy, and then the astral projection and all of that. It's just, it's all kind of one. So I just always like to ask, because it's like, I feel what I feel, but I also am kind of told what, and I feel what you guys feel too. So it's sometimes I'm just like really curious about how that feels for you guys. How about you, Leticia?
Yeah, it actually, I had different bodily reactions. In the beginning, I felt my throat really like I had to swallow, and it felt like it was thick, and something was happening. And then in the middle, I had this thing with my legs again. So I had to tell my body to accept this energy and that it's good. But I really had to repeat that internally. And so I felt this heaviness in my legs. And then at the end, because there's just a lot going on, and it's shown by my skin usually, so my hands are already a bit irritated currently, and so towards the end I really felt some scratching.
Like more itching, you mean?
Itching, yeah, itching. And I had to scratch that way.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been doing the meditation for your skin?
Yeah.
Meditation for your skin?
Yeah. And last week I repeated the healing session also.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So.
Well, good. Then you're doing everything that you know to do and taking baths, I assume, and all of that.
Yeah.
It's just this was a really intense Stargate these last couple weeks for sure. So you probably had a lot of different things going on or shifts or change, you know, and it does, like, it will, sometimes it's, even if we do all of the things, we're still going to feel things physically, and it will come to the surface level, you know, or, you know, I get these like energy welts, and they're almost like burns, you know, and it's like, even like I try to keep up with it, and it's like, sometimes it's just too much, you know, or my lower back gets real, my hips get super painful, you know, for certain periods of time. And it's like, then I'm like, okay, I definitely need a bath, and that always helps and stuff. But sometimes it's still like, there's just a lot, you know, and it's gonna come up. But anyway, so anything else about the walk?
Yeah, I remember
that you want to share.
When the plants came up, I saw flowers actually. So the first one was a red rose, and the second one was a yellow sunflower. And then beautiful. I saw tulips in different colors, so pink, red, and orange, and and at Mount Shasta, I saw a big, when you mentioned all these different dimensional beings, I just saw a big ball of light and shining in all different directions. Really beautiful. Bright. Yeah.
Like a dome kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was in the middle of the mountain. It was not on top.
Oh, like inside of it, you mean?
Yeah, inside of it, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't saw really beings, but this ball of light.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That sounds beautiful. What color was the light? Was there a color to it, or was it just like regular, like white light, or was there a color to it?
No, there were different shades. I think there was also some red, like red from the sun. But like when the sun is going down, you have this red shades, and then and it was also a bit transparent, but very it had different shades. It's difficult to describe.
So it was different, not just the one color. So different things were going on. That's okay. Very cool. Yeah. Anything else?
And I saw some spirit animals. The wolf that I see a lot lately. Yeah. But this time, I told you the last time that I saw it more in an aggressive way, and this time it was howling towards the moon. Even though there was the sun, because you mentioned also the sun, but still there was also the moon was there. And then I also saw a deer also making its particular noise and sound, and an owl. An owl.
Wow, that's awesome. That's amazing. And anything with the planets specifically that came through?
I think it was then just this energy that I felt really, really strong, and my body reacting to it.
Like just everything as a whole, like from the whole.
Yeah, and from the sun.
Yeah.
Felt it from the sun, yeah.
Awesome. Anything else?
No.
Nope.
No, I don't think so, no.
Okay. Well, if you remember anything, let me know. Jeanette, what about you? Anything you want to share about what you experienced or how that was for you? Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry. No, I said I
That's
went
okay.
really deep, so I don't really remember much. I
You
mean,
don't remember much? Is that what you said?
no, not to share. Like, yeah. I mean, I remember visions and stuff and being there, but
Okay. Okay. You don't have to share if you don't want to.
but
That's all right.
I will again when I do it. And I take my
Okay.
ambo that I'm more alert.
That's okay. Do
I'm
you
at the
feel,
office, so it's kind of hard to, I wasn't prepared, but
yeah,
I did it. Yeah.
did it help at all? Did it help like
Yeah,
energetic?
yeah, I feel better. Yes, for sure. Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah,
All right. Well, yeah,
yeah,
just do
for
it,
sure.
and again, we were guided to do it again as frequently, or at least take yourself to the river and connect. You don't have to do the whole spirit walk meditation if you can, or you could just, go there through your light gate or otherwise and just go there and tap into all that energy, just whatever draws you in. We're guided to do that as much as possible moving forward. And it was a lot, so like I know for me, I'm like, my body's just like just tingling and vibrating, and my head's just like, oh, so much coming in. So just move slowly the rest of the day or the evening. Kind of minimize, if you can, a lot of other stimulation and stuff like that. Lay down, rest, if you're feeling it, and just kind of just generally just take it easy, I guess, is the best thing to say. Because again, we're also in the new moon. So as you can with this take it easy business and go slow, is just gently think about what all came through and how that's going to help you as you move forward without getting too deep into anything. This isn't the time for it, but it is the time just kind of, if anything, like you have a stack of papers to go through, you're going to be like, okay, that's this stack, that's that, that's that, that's that, that's that, that's that. And that's as far as you go. If that makes sense. Don't dig in. Just kind of organize a little bit, just a little bit for now, and let the next few days, especially with this new moon again, so maximizing those energies. Tomorrow's a whole new day. I'll be back live tomorrow, usual time on 5:30 on Fireside. So we'll do a new moon thing tomorrow, but really give yourself a lot of space and grace over the rest of this week. I would say till like Friday at the soonest, to just, process, and whatever things are still kind of moving and swirling. There's a lot going on for sure. So just try to be patient, take it easy with all of the energy if you can, and what's coming up or whatever. Write, journal, draw, paint, stuff creatively, any way you can express. Remember, expression was a big part of this. And again, water, so taking baths, if you can, make that a top priority. Just kind of review all of that stuff for yourself and integrate it as you can, as you're guided to, I guess, is the best thing. And I think that's, unless do you guys have any questions or I want to check in here now. Any questions or comments or anything before we close up and say goodbye? No? Okay, then I guess that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and have a great rest of your day. And I will see you all soon. Mwah! Bye for now.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye-bye.